The world population, distribution, density, and growth. Why the study of population is important. You all know very well that people are the most important resources of any country. That are people who utilize all kind of resources and make the world beautiful and different. Without human resource, no resource can be utilized. According to Ralph Waldo Emerson, no gold but the men and women who make any country great and strong. Each and every aspect of living world is centered to humans. Now you can understand that how much important is the study of population. Patterns of population distribution in the world. The term population distribution refers to the way people are spread over the surface. An interesting fact is that about 90% of world's total population is spread over only 10% of its area. 60% of world's total population lives in top 10 most populous countries. Out of these 10 countries, 5 are in Asia, that are China, India, Indonesia, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Now you can see this bar diagram which is taken from NCERT. You can see China has highest population, that is more than 1300 million. India has a population of more than 1200 millions. USA has a population of more than 300 million, and Indonesia has a population of more than 220 millions. And Brazil, Pakistan, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and Mexico are other countries having high population. Now, density of population. Population density refers to the ratio between number of people and the size of land. It is generally expressed as the number of persons per unit area. It is written as persons per square kilometer. It is calculated as population divided by area. This is called arithmetic density of population. In upcoming chapters, you will understand about physiological density and agricultural density of population. Now, the factors influencing the distribution of population. There are so many factors, but all the factors may be grouped under some broad categories like geographical factors, economic factors, and social and cultural factors. First of all, geographical factors. Geographical factors include the availability of water, landforms or terrain, climatic conditions, soils. You all know very well that all the ancient civilizations were settled near the source of water or in river valleys. Peoples prefer to settle in the plains as compared to hills or plateaus. People always prefer to live in a place having pleasant climatic condition. And soil, the last one, you know very well that agriculture is primary economic activity and fertile soil is very much important for agricultural practices. So, people choose to live in a place having fertile soils. That means here it is important that people prefer to places to live where all the above mentioned factors are supportive or available. Now, factors influencing the distribution of population. Economic factors, availability of minerals, industrialization, urbanization. You know very well that availability of minerals also attract skilled and semi-skilled workers to work in the mines. Industrialization attract people or more population to work in the industries, and urbanization is also a responsible or attractive factor for population because people move from rural areas to the urban areas for better living of standard. Places having rich resource base or minerals have employment opportunities for the workers. Development of industries and cities also attract the population. In India, Dhanbad and Jamshedpur are some examples. Now, social and cultural factors. Some places attract more population due to their cultural and religious significance. Sometimes government also provide incentive to people to live in a sparsely populated regions. Culture and religion are pulling factors for the population. You know such examples in India like Varanasi, Pune, Ujjain, and Prayagraj. These are some examples of the cities where culture or religion is the most important factor for high population. Now, basic concepts of population growth. This slide is taken from NCERT. Growth of population. Change of population in particular area between 2 points of time is known as growth of population. For example, if we deduct the population of India in 2000, that was 102.70 crore, from population of 2011, that was 121.02 crore, then we shall get the growth of population, that is 18.15 crores in actual numbers. Now, growth rate of population. This is the change of population expressed in percentage, that at which percentage population is growing. Now, natural growth of population. This is the population increased by difference between births and deaths in a particular region between 2 points of time. That means natural growth of population is obtained by subtracting the number of births and the number of deaths between 2 points of time in any region. Now, you all know that besides births and deaths, migration is also responsible for the change or growth in population. So, the actual growth of population is equal to births minus deaths plus in migration minus out migration. Now, positive growth of population. It happens when the birth rate is more than the death rate between 2 points of time, or when people from other countries migrate permanently to a region. And negative growth of population. If the population decreases between 2 points of time, it is known as negative growth of population. Here, you all must know that growth is a value neutral term and it may be positive or negative. Now, the components of population change. There are three components of population change: births, deaths, and migration. The crude birth rate, or CBR, is expressed as number of live births in a year per thousand of population. It is calculated as CBR is equal to BI upon P multiplied by 1000, where CBR is equal to crude birth rate, BI is equal to live births during the year, P is equal to mid-year population of the area. Now, crude death rate. CDR is a simple method of measuring mortality of any area. CDR is expressed in terms of number of deaths in a particular year per thousand of population in a particular region. CDR is calculated as CDR is equal to D upon P multiplied by 1000. Here CDR, crude death rate, D is equal to number of deaths, P is equal to estimated mid-year population of the area. Now, migration types, streams, and factors. Migration types may be seasonal, permanent, and temporary. When people move from one place to another in a particular season, like in the practice of transhumance, it is called as seasonal migration. When peoples permanently leave a place to settle in a new place, it is called permanent migration. When people move to another place from their place of origin for a short term or for work or for any other purpose like this, then this is called temporary migration. There are four streams of migration like rural to rural, rural to urban, urban to urban, and urban to rural. Types: immigration. Migrants who move into a new place are called immigrants, and this is called as immigration. Simply, this is in migration in a place. Emigration. Migrants who move out of a place are called emigrants, and this is called emigration. Simply, this is out migration. Now, the factors that are responsible for migration. There are two main factors: push factors and pull factors. Firstly, the push factors. Push factors make the place of origin seem less attractive for reasons like unemployment, poor living conditions, political turmoil, unpleasant climate, natural disasters, epidemics, and socio-economic backwardness. That means push factors are the factors that force the people to be moved away from any place. Now, pull factors. Pull factors make the place of destination seem more attractive than of origin for reasons like better job opportunities and living conditions, peace and stability, security of life and property, and pleasant climate. Now, the trends in population growth. The population on the earth is more than 7 billion. It has grown to this size over centuries. In the early periods, population of the world grew very slowly. It is only during the last few hundred years that population has increased at an alarming rate. After the evolution and introduction of agriculture about 12,000 to 8,000 years ago, the size of population was small. It was roughly 8 million in the first century AD. Now you can see this graph, which is taken from NCERT. You can see that how population grew up with the passage of time and with the development of industries, science and technology. You can see that before 12,000 years from present, population was only 0.25 billion. During 1600, population was only 0.5 billion. Uh, in between of 1700 and 1800, that was the time of 1750 and the first industrial revolution, population reached up to 1.75 billion. In 1900, population crossed the 2 billion mark. In 2000, population crossed the mark of 6 billion. So you can understand very well that how population grew up with the passage of time and with the development of science and technology. Now, the doubling time of world population. This PDF image has been taken from NCERT. You can see that during 10,000 BC, population was only 5 million. During 1650 AD, population was only 500 million. That means you can see here population doubles during this period in 1500 years. In 1804, population reached 1000 million. Now population doubled in 154 years. In 1927, population reached 2000 million. Here you can see population got doubled in only 123 years. In 1974, population reached a mark of 4000 million. That means you can see here that population got doubled in just 47 years. In 2025, it is projected that population will reach up to 8,000 million. That means it will get doubled in just 51 years. Generally, it is considered that at present rate, population gets doubled in 37 years. Now, the demographic transition and its stages. You must know that what is demographic transition. Demographic transition means the transformation of population characteristics from early stage of development to the advanced stage of development. It can be understood under three stages. The first stage. First stage is characterized by high birth rate and high death rate due to epidemics and diseases, lower level of technological development, low life expectancy, large families. People are engaged in primary economic activities. Due to high birth and high deaths, population growth is very low. This is an interesting fact that before 200 years ago from now, all the countries of the world were in first stage of demographic transition. Now, the second stage. In this stage, birth rate remains high but death rate decreases rapidly due to increased medical and healthcare facilities. Due to high birth rate and low death rate, net addition to the population is high. In third stage, both the birth and death rates decline in this stage. Population becomes stagnant or grows up slowly. Population becomes literate and urbanized. Higher level of technological development and high life expectancy are some other characteristics of this stage. Now you can see in this slide that in demographic transition, rural and agrarian population transforms its characteristics into urban and industrial population. Now, the population control measures. It is an important fact that population growth in a limited extent is necessary for overall development of any country. But when it becomes high, then deterioration of resources starts. So, population control is very much important. Here are some measures for population control, like family planning or spacing or preventing the birth of children, improving women's health condition and education, spread of importance of nuclear families, spread of awareness among people through various government agencies and NGOs, propaganda-free availability of contraceptives, tax disincentives to people having larger families. For the sustainability of our resources, the world will have to control the rapid population increase. Thank you everyone. If you have any doubts, then you can ask in comment section.